So we're here at Creative Social Presents, and we've got one of the speakers on the couch with us. If you'd like to introduce yourself, tell us where you work and what your role is, please.
Hi, my name is Rosie Arnold. I work at Bartle Bogle Hegarty. I'm Deputy Executive Creative Director.
Great, thanks for joining us, Rosie. We're going to talk about managing creative teams here just briefly with you. How many people are you responsible for in your creative department?
Gosh, I think there's probably about 80 now, so a lot of people.
Is there a culture or ethos that you recruit by?
Well, I suppose the most important thing, obviously, is the quality of the work, but we also have an ethos at BBH which is good and nice. So there's not much time for people who are too ruthlessly mean to anybody else.
And how do you spot and nurture talent in your agency?
Well, I think we've always been really keen on bringing in junior talents and then nurturing that to become a sort of more senior role. I mean, I started at BBH on placement, and I got a freelance job and I've never left. And that's very much the ethos. So we really love getting in new, young, talented people, maybe straight out of art school, straight from somewhere, and then watching their career progress, giving them responsibilities. We're very keen to sort of ask people to reach. So, we'll take a team and see some element of them that we think they can do it and give them the opportunity to absolutely stretch up to something that I don't think many companies would give them that opportunity. So, for instance, we've got a junior team who a couple of years ago were responsible for the Guardian Three Little Pigs work. Unbelievable, brilliant, brilliant film. And it was quite extraordinary to give that team that brief.
Yeah. And how do you ensure your creative team stay current and fresh?
How do you stay current and fresh? Well, we don't fire everybody all the time, if that's what you mean. I think great creative talent stays fresh on its own. They're curious. They constantly getting out there and finding new ways of talking to people.
Yeah. And in terms of motivating a creative team, what do you find works best in
Well, I think we now work all over the building, so we don't have such a thing as a creative department. Yeah. But what we do is have sort of social events that we all get together. So I take the entire creative department to the Edinburgh Festival once a year, which is a fantastic opportunity of sort of finding new talent, looking at all the new comedians out there, seeing different things, seeing different artwork, and a lot of drinking.
And how do you assess the performance of a creative team or a creative individual?
Well, I think one of the great things about being a creative is that your work speaks for you. So we're very conscious that not every piece you do gets bought or made, but you can actually see the calibre of people's work just through, they can bring ideas that haven't been made. You have a yearly review, but actually we tend to sort of keep more in touch with our teams, and we have more regular catch-ups and chats about how they feel, whether they think the work they're wanting to get made is getting made. I mean, it is tough getting ideas made, so I think you have to evaluate teams on the quality of their thinking, not just on the stuff they get made.
And what should an aspiring creative person do to get noticed by you?
I think they have to be hungry. And I think the way of thinking now, which I love, is solving a business problem rather than just going, here's a 30-second TV idea or here's a poster, but actually a much more holistic way of approaching a problem. So I love it when a team come in and they've got an idea that just crosses all platforms, and it's a very simple thought, but you just know that there's some depth of thinking, a real, just captures something human in it. So one of the things I love about working with a creative team is that they come into my office and they actually haven't really cracked the brief. But when you're working with them, you uncover something, and then they leave the office absolutely inspired and knowing the route they're going to go. And you just look to see the teams that find those fires and can walk out and build on them. And I'm always impressed with a team that can do that.
Source LF are London's leading creative communications and media recruitment agency. Be sure to like our video and subscribe to this channel. Take the moment to watch another of our videos on screen now.